Have you ever felt like you're disconnected from who you really are? Like there's something inside of you that still isn't aligned with what you want for your life? That feeling of being lost or stuck isn't by chance. It's a reflection of not being in tune with your values and what you truly want. And the worst part is that this disconnection impacts every area of your life, your choices, your relationships, your decisions. But here's the secret. You have the power to reconnect and take control of your life. When you align with your true desires and values, everything begins to change naturally. Choices become clearer, confidence grows, and you tap into an inner strength you never thought you had. Alignment isn't about following a magic formula. It's about being in sync with yourself, understanding your needs, and acting in ways that make sense for you. When you're aligned, what once seemed like an obstacle becomes just another step to overcome. And the reach of what you can achieve expands in ways you never imagined. In this video, I'll show you how you can reconnect with what truly matters to you, and how this simple yet profound alignment can lead you to transformational results. The solution may be simpler than you think, but the impact will be much greater than you expect. Change begins now, but only those who keep watching will understand the true power of putting yourself at the center of your own life, acting in alignment with what makes you who you truly are. Are you ready to discover how this can transform your life? Have you ever realized that often you feel stuck in a cycle of insecurity, worry, or frustration? This often happens because we are stuck in the past or anxious about the future. But what you might not realize is that the power to change your reality lies in the present. The present moment is the only one you can truly control, and it's here that everything begins to happen. It's easy to get lost in the past, replaying mistakes, frustrations, or moments of regret, or we spend our time thinking about future worries, like what could go wrong or what still needs to be done. The truth is, when we focus too much on these things, we lose the ability to truly embrace what is happening right now. And it's in this exact moment that the power for transformation lies. The present moment is the only real opportunity we have to act. It doesn't matter what happened before or what is yet to come. What really matters is what you do with the time you have right now. What you choose to do in this moment can change the direction of your life. The present is where all action happens. It's the point of power, where we can choose to change, where we can act with clarity and purpose. We are no longer chained to the expectations of the future or the regrets of the past. When you begin to live with mindfulness in the present moment, you begin to realize that the control is in your hands. What you do now will determine what happens tomorrow. And the best part, it doesn't need to be something big and complicated. Change can start with simple actions, like taking a breath, making a conscious pause, or making a decision based on what's most important to you right now. This practice of being present doesn't mean ignoring your responsibilities or concerns taste spice, but it does mean stopping the habit of letting them control your life. By focusing on the present, you free yourself from the weight of unmet expectations and paralyzing worries. You start to realize the power you have to act with intention. The present moment is where true transformation begins. Transformation begins with you. It's not about waiting for the perfect opportunity or ideal moment. There's no perfect moment except for now. You can start taking control right now. What can you do in this very moment to take the first step toward the life you want? It could be something simple, making a decision, taking a small step, or simply pausing to breathe and focus on the present. The power of now is simple but powerful. Every small action you take in the present will shape your future. You don't need to wait. You already have everything you need now. This is the moment to start taking action. And with every decision you make, you will see your life begin to change naturally. The control is in your hands. When you begin to understand that the power of change lies in the present, the first thing you need to do is truly connect with the now. This isn't just about stopping thoughts of the future or the past, but being fully present with what's happening right now. And when you do this, you'll realize that many of the emotions that hold you back, such as anxiety, fear, and insecurity, arise because you're focused on something that either no longer exists or hasn't happened yet. This may sound easier said than done, right? We live in a world full of distractions, pressures, and expectations. Every day we're bombarded with information, commitments, and concerns. But the truth is, when we manage to anchor ourselves in the present, we can free our minds from those distractions. The first step is to stop judging yourself for not being present and accept that, even though it's a challenge, with consistent practice, your ability to live more fully will transform. When we are fully present, we make clearer decisions without interference from fear or doubt. Have you ever noticed how often you hold back from acting because you're afraid of what could go wrong or what others might think? By being present, you begin to realize that there's no room for these limitations anymore. Your mind and body work together so you can act with more confidence and focus. The impact of practicing being present is immense. When you connect with the now, your ability to act increases. Instead of being paralyzed by indecision, you begin to make choices based on what's truly important to you. This doesn't mean you won't face challenges or that everything will be perfect, but you'll become stronger and more aligned with your true intentions. It's not about perfection or avoiding mistakes. It's about learning to move forward despite uncertainties, knowing that you can navigate them with clarity and ease. This chapter is also about freeing yourself from the pressure of perfection. The present moment doesn't require perfection. In fact, it asks you to be kind to yourself and allow yourself to make mistakes. After all, being present isn't easy. We often feel the pull to return to what's familiar, whether it's a worry, a fear, or even a past pain. But what happens when we choose to stay in the now is that we begin to transform these automatic reactions and create new patterns of behavior. Being present is more than a mental practice. It's an emotional and spiritual one. When we can live in the now, we feel more aligned with our own emotions and more willing to act with confidence. This allows us to release internal limitations and open up to new possibilities, living with more joy, peace, and purpose. And when we begin to feel the power of living fully in the present, we realize that this is where true transformation happens. You start to experience life from a different lens, making decisions that support your growth and overall well-being. When we talk about taking control of your life, the key to overcoming fear and insecurity lies in the present moment. Often, the fear of failure or insecurity about the future paralyzes us and prevents us from acting in the now. What you might not realize is that fear and insecurity only gain power when we're not present, when we're stuck in stories from the past or expectations about the future. By focusing on the now, you can transform these feelings into something that no longer controls you. It's natural to feel afraid in the face of the unknown, but what happens when you focus on the present moment is that fear loses its grip. Instead of worrying about what might go wrong, you start acting with what's within your control right now, making small decisions that matter. You stop being a victim of circumstances and begin to be the protagonist of your own story. Taking control in the present moment is a daily practice. It's not about never feeling fear, but about learning to act despite it. Every time you challenge yourself to take the next step, even with a little fear, you're exercising the power that only exists in the now. Fear, when not fed, fades quickly. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" you start asking yourself, "What can I do right now to take one step forward?" This alignment with the present also gives you clarity to see what truly matters. When we're in the present, we break free from comparing ourselves to others and the external pressures. You start making decisions that reflect what's best for you, not what others think or what society's standards demand. You realize you don't have to live a life based on the pressure of others, but instead on what makes you feel fulfilled and at peace with yourself. Now, imagine the power you would have if you decided to act in the present, even when feeling insecure. The simple act of making decisions based on the now helps you regain the confidence you may have lost. When you act in the present, you start to affirm to your mind and heart that you are capable, that you are in control, and that you have what it takes to create the life you desire. Overcoming insecurity isn't about eliminating the fear once and for all. It's about acting despite it. Every time you take that step, you break a cycle of uncertainty and create a new reality based on trust. And remember, when you live in the now, you don't need to wait for anyone's approval. You're already ready to take action, and that's the power of the present moment. And here's something important to keep in mind. Being present isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging where you are and making the best decisions you can in that moment. Each step you take now moves you closer to the version of yourself that you desire to become. This is how you begin to shape a new reality. By choosing to act in the present, you start building momentum. Momentum creates consistency, and with consistency, the fear that once held you back starts to fade away. With each action you take in the present, you build confidence. You prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy of success, and that you are the one in control of your life. One of the biggest barriers to achieving what we desire is the lack of discipline. Often, we start with great motivation, but as time passes, challenges arise and consistency fades. Discipline, however, is not about following rigid rules. It's about making daily decisions aligned with what is important to you, focusing on what truly matters. When we are aligned with the present moment, we have the ability to act with more clarity and determination. Discipline in the present doesn't mean you have to force yourself all the time. It means taking small actions every day that align with your values and goals. No matter how difficult it seems, the key is to persist and take consistent action, even when results aren't immediate. Discipline allows you to live intentionally and stay focused on what truly matters to you, regardless of the circumstances. Consistency is the secret that makes discipline effective. By acting every day, you begin to create habits that transform your life permanently. It's not about doing something extraordinary in a single day, but about doing something small and meaningful every day. True change happens when you choose to act consistently in the present, no matter the challenges. When you practice discipline in the present moment, your confidence grows. Every time you act in alignment with what is important to you, even when you don't feel like it or when difficulties seem big, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of making things happen. Consistency creates momentum, and this momentum begins to generate results. What once seemed impossible becomes more and more attainable because you begin to see that you can create lasting change by sticking to the right path. This constant practice also brings clarity. When we are focused on the now and acting consistently, our actions become more aligned with our goals. Each step taken becomes clearer, stronger, and brings us closer to the future we want. Discipline is not a burdensome task, but a daily choice that strengthens our ability to achieve our goals, even if the path isn't easy. Moreover, discipline builds self-confidence. When you choose to act in the present, even with doubts or insecurities, you begin to trust yourself more. You start believing that you can face challenges as they arise. This creates a solid foundation on which you can build a life more aligned with what you truly desire. So, the key to transformation is not only about acting in the present moment, but about acting with discipline and consistency. It's the consistent practice, every day, that brings real and lasting results. Don't underestimate the power of small daily steps. They are what take you from intention to action in eventually, to life-changing results. Self-acceptance is one of the most powerful tools you can use on your journey of transformation. It's the foundation that allows you to embrace who you truly are and stop wasting energy on trying to be someone else or living up to external expectations. Often, we are so focused on changing ourselves to fit the world's standards that we forget to honor and love ourselves as we are. Self-acceptance is about embracing your imperfections and realizing that you are worthy of all the love and care you give to others. It's important to understand that acceptance doesn't mean complacency. It doesn't mean you stop striving for growth or improvement. Instead, it means acknowledging where you are right now without judgment and choosing to move forward from that place with love and compassion. When you accept yourself fully, you stop fighting against yourself and you start working with yourself to make meaningful changes. Self-acceptance is closely tied to self-compassion. When you're compassionate with yourself, you stop criticizing every mistake or shortcoming. Instead, you learn from them and you use them as opportunities to grow. This approach helps you to shift from negative self-talk to empowering self-reflection. By accepting and loving yourself as you are, you open up to new possibilities and allow yourself to take actions that align with your true desires. One of the biggest obstacles to transformation is the fear of not being enough. We all have moments when we feel inadequate, whether it's about our appearance, abilities, or achievements. But the truth is, self-worth doesn't come from external validation. It comes from within. When you accept who you are, you free yourself from the pressure to prove anything to anyone. You realize that you are already enough, just as you are, and that your worth is inherent. When you embrace self-acceptance, you begin to show up for yourself in a way that you never have before. You start making choices that reflect your true needs and desires rather than what you think others expect from you. Self-acceptance allows you to be authentic in your actions and decisions. Instead of trying to please others, you focus on what pleases you, what aligns with your values, and what makes you feel at peace. It's essential to practice self-acceptance every day. It's about choosing to see yourself through a compassionate lens, to let go of the inner critic, and to honor your journey. When you do this, you start to realize that your imperfections are what make you unique, and they are also what make you perfectly you. Self-acceptance gives you the strength to move forward with confidence, knowing that you don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love and success. Living with purpose is one of the most empowering ways to take control of your life. When you have a clear sense of what you want to achieve and why, it becomes easier to make decisions that align with your goals. This is where acting with purpose truly transforms your life. Instead of letting external circumstances or the opinions of others dictate your choices, you start to act based on your inner compass, guided by your values and your true desires. When you are aligned with your purpose, each action you take feels intentional and meaningful. You no longer feel like you're just going through the motions or reacting to life. You begin to live deliberately, with a clear understanding of your goals and what steps are needed to reach them. Acting with purpose gives you the power to create the life you desire, instead of waiting for it to happen by chance. Purpose also plays a crucial role in how you handle challenges. Life is full of obstacles, but when you act with purpose, those obstacles become opportunities for growth. Instead of feeling defeated or overwhelmed, you see them as steps along the way to becoming the person you are meant to be. Acting with purpose means that even when things get tough, you stay focused on your vision and keep moving forward, knowing that every step brings you closer to your goal. One of the most powerful things about acting with purpose is the clarity it provides. When you know what you want and why you want it, decisions become easier. You no longer waste time second-guessing yourself or feeling uncertain. Your choices are guided by a deep understanding of what matters most to you. This clarity helps you to prioritize your time and energy on what truly counts, rather than getting distracted by things that don't align with your purpose. Living with purpose also means being intentional with your time. When you act with purpose, you make conscious choices about how you spend each day. You stop letting time slip away without making progress toward your goals. Instead, you create a schedule and a plan that reflects your desires, and you take consistent actions toward fulfilling them. This consistent action is what makes your dreams a reality. When your actions are aligned with your purpose, you start to experience a deep sense of fulfillment. You feel connected to something greater than yourself, and you start to see how your efforts create positive changes in your life. This sense of fulfillment is not only about achieving your goals, but also about knowing that you are living authentically and true to yourself. In addition, acting with purpose is key to maintaining momentum. The more you act with purpose, the more momentum you build. You stop wasting energy on indecision or doubt, and instead channel your focus into taking consistent actions. This momentum helps you overcome setbacks and continue progressing, no matter what challenges arise. By taking action that aligns with your purpose, you create a cycle of growth and achievement that propels you forward. Consistency is the key that unlocks the door to transformation. Many people start their journey toward change with enthusiasm, only to lose momentum over time. This is where consistent action comes in. It's not the big, bold steps that make the biggest impact. Rather, it's the small, deliberate actions taken day in and day out that lead to lasting change. When you commit to taking consistent action, no matter how small the steps, you are building a foundation for a life that aligns with your deepest desires. Consistency requires discipline, but it also requires patience. It's important to understand that real transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's the accumulation of small, purposeful actions over time that create results. Each action, no matter how simple, is a step toward a future that you are actively shaping. The key is to stay committed to your goals, even when progress feels slow or unseen. One of the most empowering aspects of consistent action is that it builds momentum. When you start taking action every day, even in the face of obstacles, you begin to build a rhythm. This rhythm fuels your progress, making each subsequent step easier to take. Momentum is incredibly powerful because it turns effort into habit, and once a habit is formed, it requires less mental energy to maintain. Taking consistent action is also a way to prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving what you desire. The more you show up for yourself, the more you affirm your own worth. Each day that you take action, you reinforce the belief that you are worthy of the life you're creating. This is how you build self-confidence and trust in your ability to succeed. Another important aspect of consistent action is the ability to track your progress. Measuring your success allows you to see how far you've come and keeps you motivated to continue. Tracking your actions also helps you identify what's working and where you need to adjust. By consistently evaluating your progress, you can fine-tune your efforts and stay on track to achieve your goals. The beauty of consistency is that it is accessible to everyone. No matter where you are in life, you can begin taking consistent action today. You don't need to wait for the perfect time or for everything to be just right. The right time is now. Every day that you show up and take action, you're one step closer to the transformation you desire. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Every small step you take adds up over time to create significant results. When you take consistent action, you are actively participating in your own growth. You stop waiting for change to come to you, and instead, you become the catalyst for your own transformation. And as you continue on your journey, you'll find that the more consistent your actions become, the more confident and aligned you feel with your purpose. As we come to the end of this journey, one thing is clear: the true power lies in consistency. Every small action you take Every decision you make today adds up to a powerful transformation. It's not about waiting for a perfect moment or for the stars to align. It's about showing up every single day, no matter how hard it feels, and taking steps toward your goal. That is the power of consistency. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. You've already learned how important it is to act in the present. Align your actions with your values and commit to small daily steps. But here's the truth. True transformation happens when you keep going, even when it feels difficult. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who have never faced challenges. They are the ones who have kept moving forward, one step at a time, no matter the obstacles in their path. Now that you understand the importance of consistency, the next step is to embrace it fully. When you decide to make consistent action a part of your daily life, you are choosing to transform your future. Every time you show up, you are reinforcing the idea that you are capable of creating the life you want. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum makes your journey easier. The more you act, the more natural it becomes. The more natural it becomes, the faster you will achieve your goals. But consistency doesn't just build momentum. It also strengthens your self-belief. Every action you take proves to yourself that you can keep going, that you are worthy of success. With each day, your confidence will grow, and so will your trust in yourself. You will begin to see that you are in control of your life. No one else is responsible for your transformation but you. So now, as you move forward, remember, the journey is never about a single moment of success. It's about the day-to-day commitment, the willingness to keep going even when you feel like giving up. Your consistent actions will lead you to the life you've always dreamed of. They will shape who you are and what you become. Every decision you make today is an investment in your future. And here's the most powerful part of all. You already have everything you need to succeed. The power is within you. You have the ability to make consistent choices, to take action every day, and to create the life you want. The only thing you need to do is decide to keep moving forward, no matter what. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one action you can take today to stay consistent on your journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're planning to apply what you've learned. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and let's keep this journey of transformation going together.